Hi everyone, it's Miss Kelly from the Wakanda Area Library to show you what we're doing with this month's Art to Go kit. This month we're making pom-pom garlands. So inside your kit you're going to find a couple pom-pom makers that I made for you and some yarn. It'll vary in colors. This one's got gray in it, so all you'll need is some scissors, and you might need an extra pair of hands to help you a little bit. So I'm going to make one. So the pom-pom makers are two different sizes. So you can see I have two different size pom-poms. So the wider they are, the bigger your pom-pom is going to be, and the smaller you'll have a smaller pom-pom like this one. So since I just did a bigger one, we'll start with a small one. You're going to take your pom-pom maker and your yarn and just wrap it around. Just hold it to kind of get it started there. And then keep wrapping it around. You can see when I'm wrapping, I'm holding it from the handle here gently, and I'm not wrapping it so tight that these are squeezing together. You want all your pom-poms to be the same size, so if you squeeze it like that, these are going to squeeze in and I'll make them all different sizes. The cardboard is pretty stiff, so they should stay pretty good. Some people, if they want them to be perfectly exactly the same size, actually even count how many times they wrap around like this. But you can just look at it and see. If you want it to be pretty fluffy, you can see how thick it's getting there. Just keep wrapping it around. Make sure you don't cover this little opening here because you're going to need to be able to slide the piece of yarn through there. Make it a little bit puffier. It looks good. Okay, when you get it to where you want it, you're going to stop and take your scissors and cut off that yarn there. And then you'll take a little bit longer piece. And this is where you're going to need to be able to drop it through that little hole there. Okay. Make sure you go all the way around, wrap it all the way around. And then you're just going to tie a knot. Tie it as tight as you can. This is what's going to hold all the yarn together in your pom-pom, so you want to tie that pretty tight. This is actually the time when it's helpful to have, if you have a second set of hands, for someone to help you push in the middle there so you can make it really tight. But I'm going to see if I can do it tight enough on my own here. Okay. All right. Now you're going to take your scissors, and it's important to make sure you tie it before you do this part. You take your scissors and you're going to slide them in here right along the side of the cardboard and start cutting. It is really thick yarn, so it's kind of hard to cut because you've kind of wrapped it tightly. By this point it's really hard. All right, oops, I didn't go all the way through, I think. Okay, and then it's ready to pop off now, but you're going to want to wait to cut both sides before you slide it off, because that's holding that space for you to slide your scissors through. Okay, and there you go. Here's your pom-pom. Now you want to fluff it up a little bit. Got your two long strings here. You can kind of. Here's the best part. You can take your scissors and look at it. And if you've got some that are a little bit longer than other, you can give it a little bit of a haircut. Trim it a little bit. Now, if you haven't tied it tight enough in the middle, these are going to just start falling out when you're working on it. So make sure you tie. It's really important to tie it tightly in the middle. Trim it a little bit more. Okay, and then to make it into a garland, you're just going to take those two long strings. In order to make your garland look pretty even, you want to make sure you do them about the same distance apart, and then tie it on. Once you tie it on tightly, you can cut those two long strings off. Now I'm making my garland so that they're tight on the garland like that, but you could also tie them so that they're hanging down a little bit too. But the most important thing is that now you know how to make a pom-pom and make your own pom-pom maker, and you can use them to decorate a lot of different things. So I hope you guys have fun, and I wish you all a happy and healthy and safe holiday, and I'll see you soon.